There are various ways to measure the height of a tall tree. Some ways include the following: a piece of paper, where no math or other tools necessary; shadows, which requires a tape measure, flat ground, visible shadows, and basic arithmetic; pencil, which is a quick but rough estimate using a pencil and a friend; and finally, the clinometer or tools, which are the most accurate tools. You can build a clinometer out of basic school supplies. I measured the height of a redwood tree in my neighborhood using the following two methods: the piece of paper method and the measuring shadows method. So, for method one, the paper method, here are the steps I took. Step one, I gathered my equipment: one 8.5 by 11 piece of printer paper and a 36-foot long retractable tape measure. For step two, I folded the paper into a square and then into a triangle, which had one 90-degree angle and two 45-degree angles. For step three, with a 90-degree angle facing me, see picture, I held it in front of one eye while closing the other eye while facing the base of the tree. For step four, I backed up from the base of the tree until I saw the top of the tree at the upper tip of my paper triangle. For step five, I marked this spot and measured the distance from that spot to the base of the tree. The distance was around 75 feet. I then added my own height of 5 9 inches, since I measured from my height from the ground. Adding 75 feet plus my height of 5 feet and 9 inches gave me the height of the tree, 80 feet 9 inches. For method two, measuring shadows, here are the steps I took. Step one, I gathered my tools: one 36-foot retractable tape measure and one little sister. For step two, I measured my height with shoes on 5 feet 10 inches. I did this as I'll be measuring the distance while wearing my shoes. I converted my height to inches to simplify the equation. My height with shoes is 70 inches. For step three, I set in the sun and had my sister measure my shadow: 9 feet 5 inches or 113 inches. Step four, I measured the length of the tree shadow from its base until its shadow stopped. It measured 132 feet or 1,584 inches. For step five, I added half the tree's width to the tree's length of the shadow. The tree's width was around 6 feet, as I added 3 feet or 36 inches to my tree shadow length. This brought the tree's length of shadow to 135 feet or 1,620, 1,584 inch shadow length plus 36-inch and a half tree width inches. For step six, using all measurements in inches, I multiplied the length of the tree shadow by my height: 70 inches by 1,620 inches. This gave me 113,400 inches. I then took 113,400 inches and divided it by my shadow's height of 113 inches. This gave me 1,003.54 inches as the height of the tree. I further divided 1,003.54 by 12 to give me the height in feet. The tree's height is 83.63 feet. Though my two measurements weren't exact, they were pretty close. Thank you.